Hey everybody, we're back. We're doing a mix of Neon Hornet Take It Off and Universal Audio's Luna. And let's start with adding some space today. Last time we were here, we did some drum stuff. I have actually printed all of the effects that we did on the drums so that these are fresh new tracks. They don't have any processing on them. I have some freed up DSP. I have added a couple of EQs to the overhead after it was processed and the drum room. Really though, there is just only a little bit of top end in the dynamic mode here, so that when they hit a crash cymbal, it takes a little bit of that edge off. Did the same thing on the, I just pulled off a high shelf on the drum room so that we aren't being blinded by those cymbal crashes. Only thing I've added since then is the ATR 102 on the mix bus. I have it on a 456 tape, 15 ips, half inch tape head. I have a Pro L2 on the output if you look here, but it's not doing anything. It's just making sure we don't hurt ourselves because it's gonna get loud. Okay, so I'm liking where it's sounding right now, although there is a little bit of an issue that I'm having because the drums are super dynamic and they sound fantastic. A lot of the other things are kind of 2D instead of 3D. So what we're going to do today, we're going to add some space. And the way we do that is adding reverb. So let's do that first. I'm going to add some reverb on the lead vocal first. And I'm going to do that by the old classic way here. I'm going to add a bus. I'm going to call it the EMT 140. I'm going to send that bus to the mix bus. I'm going to color that yellow so I can find it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and send my vocal to that bus. I'm just going to solo that vocal up, get over here into the verse area.
I've been waiting so long to close this door. The witch hunt.
This reverb sounds amazing. One thing I always do, just out of habit, and because 99.9% of the time I'm going to need it, is I'm going to have to roll off some of this low end because it gets pretty rumbly.
I've been
It's already going to fit better in the mix that way. So I may do some extra EQ here. I'm going to pull the tail down a little bit.
I've been waiting so long to close this door. The witch hunt has just begun, so grab your torch and run. In the night, the witches fight for love.
Okay, I'm adding a little bit of pre-delay here.
I've been
So I get a little bit of the vocal attack before the reverb comes in.
I've been waiting so long to close this door. The witch hunt has just begun, so grab your torch and run. In the night, the witches fight for love. There's blood on your hands and you can't wash it off.
Okay, let's check out this background vocal here.
You can't wash it off.
Let me put a tape on that.
You can't wash it off.
And some EQ.
You can't bring it back.
You can see sort of the frequencies jumbling up down here in the bottom, making it muddy. Don't worry about this, by the way. This is a bit of the tape noise coming through. Probably never hear it in a very loud mix.
You can't wash it off. You can't wash it off.
This area right here in the low mids 200 area, let's listen to that. I'm going to solo that area and you'll hear that mud that's getting accumulated right there. Yeah, it sounds like somebody's like singing, you know, that frequency sounds like somebody singing with their hand over their mouth. I'm going to get rid of that so that we can have this harmony come in without having all that jumbled up.
You can't wash it off. There's blood on your hands and you can bring it back.
Okay, cool. We need to compress some of that too. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab an LA. Yeah, let's do the LA3A.
You can wash it off. You can wash it off. You can wash it off. There's blood on your hands and you can bring it back. If I cannot have it, then I'll break it off. If I do not want it, you can take it off.
Let's head back to the beginning and see how that sits on the beginning section with the background vocals.
Cannot have it, then I'll break it off. Then I'll break it off. If I do not want it, you can take it off.
Okay, cool. We got a little bit of space around the vocals from that reverb, but what I really want to do is set some space front to back, more three-dimensionally. There's a bunch of ways to do this. I've done a couple videos before on making space around things. And recently what I've been doing is sort of a much easier way to do this. If you have access to the Ocean Wave plugin, it just does everything for you. The early reflections, it sets a room up. You can, swap around different settings, different areas of the room, and put a whole band in a space. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a new bus here, and I'm going to just call it the Ocean Wave Studio OWS. We're going to send it to the mix bus. Now I don't want to do the remic on this. I just want the reverb from the room. That would have the early reflections from the walls, ceiling, floor, and give a certain sense of space around what's been recorded already. We could do remic. If it sounds good, it is good, right? But in this case, I want to stick with reverb. We're going to keep it wet solo. And I'm going to head over to a couple things here, like the lead vocals. I'm going to send that at unity gain. I'm going to do the same thing with the background vocal. I'm going to come over here to the bass and do the same thing. Actually, I'll just drag this up here. Okay. We'll do it with the guitars a little later probably, but what I want to do right now, I'm going to solo this.
Cannot have it, then I'll break it off.
Now all we're hearing right here is a C12 and Omni picking up the reflections of the room around it. And this is, mic'd towards a drum set in the middle of the room. If you wanted to see the picture of the room, there it is. And I can move this back or forward.
Cannot have it, then I'll break it off.
Put a little high pass on it.
Cannot have it, then I'll break it off.
Let me try to add the far room with this as well. I'm going to mute this one.
Cannot have it, then I'll break it off. If I do not, you can take it off. Maybe you don't like it, you can spit it out.
Now on this plugin, I can make sure that these two mics are in phase with each other by just clicking on the knob of the distance where it's phase aligned.
Cannot have it, then I'll break it off.
Sometimes I may not want that though.
If I do not want it,
I like it here. Okay.
take it off.
Not really much difference, but it sounds cool. All right, now I'm going to take this out of solo and blend it back in with just those, everything but the drums. How about that?
Cannot have it, then I'll break it off. If I do not want it, you can take it off.
No, that's obviously exaggerated right there. It's way too much. But what I tend to do is go way too much, come back, and then find a happy medium.
Cannot have it, then I'll break it off. If I do not want it, you can take it off. Baby, you don't like it, you
Cool, I'm gonna take the guitars out now.
cannot have it, then I'll break it off. If I do not want it, you can take it off. Baby, you don't like
So I
it.
don't necessarily want to hear it. I just want to feel that it's in a room and it has some sort of 3D space to it.
Cannot have it, then I'll break it off. If I do not want it, you can take it off. Baby, you don't like it, you can spit it out. Baby, you don't have it, you can scream and shout.
Okay, excellent. So in the next video, we'll do some guitar stuff and do some real fine tuning with some effects, and we'll pay a close attention to this bridge section that's coming up. That is totally different than the other part of the song. So we'll kind of focus on making that sound a little different and new. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate it so much. If you have any questions or anything, leave them in the comments below. I read them all. I mean, I get back to you right away, but I tend to try to get back to you soon. And if you like these videos, please keep hitting the like button. Keep subscribing. More videos coming very soon.